All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Hope you're having yourselves a super Wednesday. Always nice to have you in the house. Always appreciate you all um, tuning in and becoming a part of my Facebook Live banter. You guys are always a great group, and I do appreciate that. Hey, well, listen, we got a couple things we need to talk about here. We are looking at the potential now for some showers here to continue along the coast. We do have a launch tonight, so we're going to have to watch that. And we have a weekend with some great weather on the way. Plus, there could be some tropical development down in the Caribbean come next week. So we've got a few things we need to tackle. I want to take you out towards the coast right now, where you can see over towards Port Canaveral, we got ourselves a little bit of rain coming on in, and that is right around the Kennedy Space Center. There is a launch tonight, so we're going to have to watch that. Beverly Wells, Harry Vanderkamp, Kevin Conrad, Nancy Cruz Garcia. Good to have you in the house. Always appreciate you there. Thank you for always helping us out and popping in and saying hi and passing along all your good notes to us. All right, let's take a look now at live radar. As you can see, there's that rain. Just been kind of hanging around. Excuse me. Kennedy Space Center. You can see there's the pads. One right there. Cape Road, the other pad right there. A couple more down here. You can see right there. So definitely some rain around. We'll have to watch that for tonight's Falcon 9 batch of satellites that are supposed to be going on up. Linda Crook, Cindy Alfano Barnes, Ginger Kamen. There's your rain. Some of it's a little bit heavy there. Over towards just north of Cape Canaveral. That's going to be dropping south, as you just saw that on our tower cam there. Kit Cat's in the house. Kitty cat, meow. Good to have you there. Who else is in here? Bob Johnson. Babaluski. Babalina, the Babatola. Let's take a look at rainfall amounts. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Right there. And you can see offshore, one little dot right there. Almost an inch rain just offshore. Elizabeth Hott has made it in. You tell Beamer, I got Beamer. All right, so let's take a look at the winds here real quick. There you go. North wind right now. Let's see if we have any gust. We do. Melbourne 22 here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. And then the rip current risk is going to stay elevated. Kim Dorsey, Petkovic, good to have you there. Riggs is in the house. Debbie Anderson in the house. So again, through the weekend, high rip current risk, coastal flood advisories remain in effect through 6 a.m. Thursday. Minor flooding possible at times of high tide. Excuse me. The current temps outside one more time. I do need some coffee, kitty cat. Meow. Oh, there you go. Palmco 72. Ocala coming in at 73. There you go. Looking good in the neighborhood. Right there. 76 in Kissimmee. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 75 in Winter Haven. There's a look at that. Next 12 hours. Boom. A few showers around. 80, 72, 70. And then tomorrow's temperatures. Rosa Vasquez. Rosa. Brad, always been a Brad, huh? Bobby Johnson's in the house. Bobby. All right, temps tomorrow. Low 80s at the beaches, middle 80s through the interior. Golf forecast for tomorrow. No issues. Comfortable morning. Warm afternoon. Looking good. Indeed, indeed. All right, let's go to the attractions. Hollywood Studio, 71, 81, 82. Universal. There you go. It's Studio 71, 81, 82. Jennifer Plummer, Emar Rivera, Jay Plums. What's going on, girly girl? Elizabeth Haunt, Terry Ann Lottie has moved into the Facebook realm with us tonight. Good to have you there. High school football. A couple games here. Panthers and Eagles, 75, 71. Tigers and Eagles. More Eagles, 74, 70. Spruce Creek Hawks, Seminoles, and one more matchup, Game 4. It's going to be the Knights and the Eagles. More Eagles. Melissa Lynn, I'm about to chat with you about that. Give me one second. Biketoberfest. Anybody going? Lisa Fass. I'm coming like hurricane. Lisa. Lee. Lisa, did I say that last name right? Is it Fass or Foss? How do you pronounce it? Just want to make sure I get it right. Lisa, you've been in before? Two S's. Rosa Vasquez. Hello back. Good to have you there, girl. Always appreciate you popping in. Thank you kindly. Let me scoot you over this way just a little bit so you can see my smiling face there. Rosa, how was your day today, by the way? All right, so there's Biketoberfest. All right, the weekend. Let's go to the weekend. Lisa. Foss. There you go. There it is. Saturday, Sunday. There's your high building back to the east. So the high is a little bit more stubborn than it was yesterday, meaning that the weather is going to be good all weekend long. I'm a hurricane. Yes, you are. Linda Crook is in the house. Here's a look at the weekend planner, 83, 86. 83, 86. Now we have football. We have lots of football. Mountaineers and Knights. 72, 80. Kit Kat. She's going to Biketoberfest. There it is. So there's the planner, 83-80 one more time. And then we've got the Gators and the Bulldogs. Kevin Conrad's going to be up in Daytona this weekend. Love it. Yeah. Bulldogs and Gators, 78-83. There you go. And we have the Come Out with Pride Parade. Noon, 4 and 9:30. Festival begins, parade begins, 9:30 is the fireworks. All right, let's head to the tropics. Switch it up here now. Terry Lottie's getting bumped. Terry, we better fix your internet there, girl. Lorenzo's Donoso. Little wave there southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. But no development expected over the next 7 days. However, get rid of this. I do want to do a few things here before we get to that long-range forecast. Hold on one second. Let's take a look at where we are this year so far. What kind of ice cream, Rosa? Was it an ice cream sundae? Dave Donnelly, Port Orange. The beach weather looks good. It's just the rip currents that does not look good. So I would go. Just be careful watching wrestling. And what, JoJo? There's your forecast. Name storm so far. Average hurricanes. Average is 7. We've had 4 hurricanes and 3 major. Carol Kaiser. Carol, cut the jaws. There we go. Lisa, you're on fire tonight. All right, let's talk about October stats here for Florida. It's been quiet thus far in 2025. The last storm to hit us in October was last year, Milton. But prior to that, there was a 10-year stretch where there were no landfalls in October. We're in Florida, for that matter, 2006 to 2015. Donna Santa Maria almost. Dave Green, Sarasota, formerly there, Charleston, West Virginia. Dave, good to have you in the house, my man. There it is. Terry, which football you want? There's October landfalls. There one more time. Before the drought, 2005, after the Wilma hit there, cookies and cream. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. After Wilma, there was a nice 10-year reprieve from hurricanes in Florida. Amazing stretch there. All right. October formation. We always talk about this. Barb D'Souza, good to have you there. There's the Caribbean. There's where things tend to develop and shoot northeastward as fronts come on in. Now, speaking of next week and the Caribbean, happy birthday. Thanks, JoJo. Florida Gators head coach. Ooh, I did not see that. Okay. Did that happen just now? Vanessa Kilo Ikai Moon. There we go. Amount of work. Thank you, Vanessa. Like your cowboy hat, by the way. So development, there's a 40% chance for development there as we get you into next week, the 22nd through the 28th. And when there's the potential for development in this area, our eyebrows start to raise up a little bit because there is some significant heat potential there. From San Juan to Kingston to the Belize City area, the Cancun, Havana. So we'll watch that. 2124, Doug Cantrell. Could get interesting for you. Diane Irene's in the house. Diane, it was great. Good to be back. Robert DeBrucky's in the house. The bro man. Good to have you there, DeBrucky. Annie Marie's in the house. All right, so the next named storm, if we get one, and there's, I think, a good chance that is going to happen, would be Melissa. Fear the Melissa. Now, when you look at the Euro and the GFS, it's not a whole lot there, tropical storm-wise, or stronger, through the 22nd. Now, I do want to show you the Euro and the GFS side by side. Give me 1 second. I'm going to punch in a couple things here. All right, let's do it this way first. Mary Fisher, good to have you. Declan Newkirk is in the house. There's a look at that. Big front north of Hispaniola. There's that wave coming into the Caribbean. You can see a little bit of development there on the Euro. And then there's a front almost to South Florida. And then you can see tail end of that front, there's that feature moving to the west-northwest. Now the Euro does try to curl it back towards the northeast, towards the end there. Melissa's in the house, Linda Rush in the house. So there's the Euro. You can kind of see a little eye developing there by Saturday. So not this Saturday, the following Saturday. So again, just something we're going to be watching. Now the GFS. So there's the GFS. You can see next Wednesday, the 22nd. Got somebody was asking about the cruise down there. St. Juan, St. Thomas. You can see the GFS has something very close to San Juan and the Dominican Republic. And then there's a big front that drops on in that wants to lift that to the northeast. So the Euro is more to the west. The GFS is more to the north. There's what the GFS does. You can see it blows up, develops, and lifts more towards the north away from the United States. Now this is going to flip-flop. The fact that we have development, though, on the Euro and the GFS tells us we need to watch it. So even though you see a little something there near Puerto Rico 1 week from this Saturday, doesn't mean that that's going to be there. It just means that there's going to be some development in the Caribbean or potentially the Bahamas a week from this Saturday. So that's why we want you to keep checking back in, especially if you're doing some cruising like I see some of you are. Does anybody have any questions on the Caribbean and that right there before I kind of skedaddle away from that? Mary Fisher, hope she's tame. Wendy Morgan, waiting for Wendy. Well, I don't think we can get it to Wendy. What do you think? I think the Mariners are going to win that series. I'm putting the petition to start with them in awards and call it. Oh, JoJo! Woot woot! Love that. All right, so there's somebody wanted to see the Euro wins again. Yep, Dave's going with the Mariners also. So there's kind of anemic looking there, and then all of a sudden, boom! It blows up southwest of Jamaica and just north of Nicaragua and Honduras. So that would be not a scenario that we want to see. Just because we have a lot of heat content there, it definitely could develop into a named storm or a hurricane. But until I actually see how the waves evolving, I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. My point in showing this is showing you the signal that the models are indeed trying to develop something, and I just want you to keep checking back in. That's it. Just because you see something there doesn't mean it's going to happen. You pronounce it Caribbean, but I say Caribbean, the Caribbean. So, Rosa, it's not scary yet because there's the wave's out there, but it's not really. I mean, look, if you look at the wave here, let me go back to this here real quick. I will show you the wave. Oh, snap. Interesting. I need to fix that. All right. Let's do it this way then. Okay, so there. You got a wave. It's southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, right there. So that could get into the Caribbean by next week. So that's what we're going to be watching for. Dave Green, you're welcome. An hour ago. Okay, gotcha. 10-4. Well, that's not surprising. All right, let's look at the 7-day. Kind of get that rolling here. You can see high rip current risk along the coast, temperatures in the low 80s. And then 7 p.m., you can see 7-day for the inland areas. Warming up there by Sunday and Monday. Let me switch this background here. Or the night shot. Click on OK. That should be there in a second. There it is. Nighttime shot. What's up, Roberto Tavilla? Good to have you there, my friend. We're gonna travel around the globe. So there's the inland 7-day. A little bit warmer there, Sunday through Wednesday of next week. All right. So what's interesting in the United States right now is there is winter and there's summer. Frankie checking in on the chat. Yasik, the man, the myth, the legend. Good to have you there, mister. Any stores are anything? Rosa, yeah, well, we'll watch them. Again, nothing to freak out about. We're not here to scare anybody. We're just here to say, hey, look, we just want you to watch this with us. Snow out west, you betcha. We got it in Wyoming. We got it in Idaho. We got it in Montana. And Colorado, too. Look at that. Boom. Big snows there. Northeast, chilly rain. In fact, when you look at those temperatures, Bangor, Maine, 48. Buffalo, 50. Boston, 51 degrees. Boise, 59. And Billings coming in at 42. So there's snow. There's a lot of snow now coming in out west. There you go, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. Look at California. An early big season snow there, which is fantastic for the water there and the situation out there. Temperatures, one more time, looking like that. 67 in Vegas, 59 in Boise, 42 in Billings. Not bad, not bad. All right, around the globe, here we go. Ooh, look at all that bright pink starting to show up across Siberia, headed towards Alaska. Point Barrow is at 22, Fairbanks at 42, Fort Ross is at 25, Baker Lake is at 30, Iqaluit is at 30, Thompson 41, Billings 42, Los Angeles 65, Dallas 82, Havana 81, Belize City 79, Caracas 88, Bogota coming in at 59, Paramaribo 82, Manaus 77, La Paz 45, Buenos Aires is coming in at 73, Cape Town 59, Herrera 64, Luanda 75, Niamey 86, over towards Rabat, Morocco 64, Oslo, Norway coming in at 39, Moscow 36, Ankara 48, Surgut 28, Astana 19, Yakutsk, Bratsk, and Ulaanbaatar 14 to 19. Has a lot of deep purple showing up over there. Sapporo 50, Seoul, Korea 66, Hong Kong 86 degrees, Makassar 84. Down under, getting warmer now, middle 80s popping up, Alice Springs, back towards Cairns and Darwin and Broome, Australia. We go from there to New Zealand, Christchurch 61, Auckland 64. It does, Beverly, that's right. 84 Lihue, 88 in Honolulu, 85 in Kahului, and 86 in Hilo. So there you go. There's a look at that. All right, one last look at the radar here so that we can show you guys the rain one more time. There you go. There it is, coming in. Titusville, Cocoa Beach. A little bit heavy. The little orange and red popping up there now north of Cape Canaveral. So we'll continue to watch that, see if there's going to be any impact for tonight's launch after 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, gang, going to finish it up here with a look at that 7-day. Let you guys rock and roll, do your thing. Time for me to start making some updates. Again, keep checking back in for updates on the Caribbean through the end of the week and next week. Atlanta for Sunday. Tony is looking good, Carol. You are good to go there, girl. Looking good. All right, I'm going to rock and roll, let you guys do your thing, and I am going to start making some updates for tonight's 10 and 11. See you on the CW and or Western News at 11. Ta-ta.